are leading you every day?
My eyes, ears.
My mouth.
Yeah, some of you said, right, it is your intellectual brain and emotional heart. Now, what additionally do you need in order to lead others?
Vision.
Lovely afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. There are two ways to lead others, either by entitlement or by enablement. Entitlement comes by your authority as a manager, as a director. That is like you will have an authority to issue orders to your subordinates or to your followers. Enablement comes by establishing the connection between yourself and your followers or your people by your emotional means and intellectual means. There are few traits which will help you in order to enable that connection. Those are your emotional traits and intellectual traits. Emotional traits are like your maturity or your empathy, and intellectual traits are something like your being visionary and having clarity of thought. Leadership is not about entitlement, it's about enablement. We can clearly witness this in the way governments are ruling the people. Let us consider non-democratic countries where kings are the leaders. They are the leaders by entitlement, not by enablement. They cannot establish any connection between themselves and the people of the country by intellectually or emotionally. They always run behind the visibility of their own. Had the opportunity been given to the people of the country, they wouldn't have been elected second time itself. On the other hand, let us consider democratic countries like Singapore. Great leaders like Lee Kuan Yew. Lee Kuan Yew never ran behind the visibility, but he ran behind the excellence. He never wanted himself to be known to the world, but he wanted Singapore to be known to the world. That's why he could establish the connection between himself and the people of the country, both emotionally and intellectually, as he had the vision. He had the empathy towards the betterment of people of Singapore. That's why he was elected as a Prime Minister consecutively for 9 times. I also witnessed personally the difference between being entitled, being enabled. When I was 25 years old, having 5 years of IT experience in my hand, with lots of hopes and dreams, I joined a company under a manager who has given me lots of hopes that I will cherish in my life using a couple of opportunities. But once I joined, 1 month passed, no work. 2 months passed, no work. I was already frustrated. I kept on asking him, give me some work so that I could learn and grow. 3 months passed, no work. Finally, I was completely frustrated. My manager came to me, Ram, don't get frustrated. I will give you one work. I just created that work one for you only. That you have to go to one website and read that website, note down the readings and send those readings to the management. That was the work given to me. I was devastated. I didn't know what to do. I just resigned. I could not establish the connection intellectually with my manager. Few months passed. I was in a notice period of 3 months. In the last month of my notice period, I met with an accident. I couldn't even get up. I couldn't even walk. In that situation, I wanted to take the leave. When I called my manager for leave, he did not accept the leave. I asked for work from him. He did not accept. In fact, he asked me to come to office and work. I could not establish the connection emotionally. There was a clear-cut disconnect. So he was not a leader for me, mere a manager. Later, I regained my hopes and dreams. I came to Singapore, joined another company under a manager who has again given me lots of opportunities. He promised me to give lots of opportunities. Few months passed. This time, fortunately, I could witness my growth. my manager could give the opportunities to me. So I was connected intellectually. The connection was established. Few months later, unfortunately, my wife fell sick. I had to stay at home. So I wanted to approach my manager for the leave, but in return, he told me that, Ram, why do you want to sacrifice your personal commitment? Why do you want to waste your earned leave? In fact, you can take work from home. I'm not concerned about where you work from. I'm just concerned about the work. The connection was established emotionally. So the connection was established both intellectually and emotionally. He is a leader for me. He is not just entitled as a manager. He is enabled as a leader by honesty. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier, it's not about entitlement. It's about enablement. Anybody in our life can become a leader, provided they will establish the connection with the followers. A father can become a leader by enablement, not just because of the parenting authority. A manager can become a leader, an employee can become a leader to the colleagues by establishing the connection, not just because he is a manager or director. A Toastmaster can become a leader to fellow Toastmasters by enablement, not just by entitlement. Thank you for listening to me.